Very important medical disclaimer. Information provided in this podcast is for educational purposes only and does not substitute for professional medical advice. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition or treatment before undertaking a new health regimen. Welcome to the Holistic Health Explained podcast. I'm your host, Shantae Fox, and my guest for today's episode is Porsh'a Marsh, founder of Spirited Yogis. Porsh'a is a preschool educator, kids yoga instructor, and Reiki practitioner with a passion for mindfulness, movement, and healing. As a certified 200-hour yoga teacher, she guides little ones to connect with their breath and bodies, all while keeping things playful and fun, allowing them to explore yoga through the lens of a child's eye. Thank you so much for being here today, Porsh'a.
Thank you for having me, Shantae.
Of course. I'm really looking forward to sharing the benefits of children's yoga because I'm really feeling like our kids are really getting disconnected these days. And I think yoga could be a way of helping them to stay attuned to their physical and emotional well-being.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So, okay, before we get into our topic, though, I got to ask you my icebreaker question that I ask everybody. Will you please share with us a fun fact or something that not many people know about you?
A fun fact or something that not a lot of people know about me is I would like to own like a hippie van, like one of those Volkswagen buses.
Uh-huh.
So I can do pop-up yoga at the park for
Ooh,
kids. So that's
okay.
something really on my dream list.
Hippie Volkswagen van. I just saw a Volkswagen van, like a new, I guess, updated version on the street not too long ago. I was like, oh,
That'd be
that's kind
so
of
fun.
cute. I
Yes.
didn't know that they were like remaking them.
Yes. And I believe they're automatic now instead of stick.
Okay. All right, so we're putting that on the vision board.
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
You're welcome.
Will you start out by just giving us a little bit of background on yourself and tell us what inspired you to focus on yoga specifically for children? Like, did you go into your yoga training with that intention in mind from the beginning, or was that something that just evolved?
Yes, I did go into my YTT training with a vision to bring yoga to students. Um, so I did go in with the goal to teach children yoga.
Okay.
I am a preschool educator. I've been teaching for almost 16 years now.
Wow. Okay.
So I've seen the busyness that can be brought into the classroom, children trying to learn different ways how to regulate and express their emotions. And I thought what would be a great idea to go to learn yoga for myself, but also bring it to the kids and to my family as well.
Okay. All right. So you already working with kids really inspired you to do that.
Yes.
Awesome. What would you say are the major benefits of yoga for children? How does yoga benefit children differently than maybe adults? Is there any difference there?
Um, I will say there isn't really a difference. It's just more so planting the seeds early for children. Some of the major benefits is emotional regulation,
Okay.
building the confidence and self-esteem within their little bodies, showing
Okay.
them that they can bend in these poses or breathe to regulate their emotions and tap back into themselves. Also, it help and enhance focus and concentration
Okay.
when we are working in the yoga studio and teaching them these different coping skills and things and stuff. So it helps with confrontation, bringing them back to the space with their breath, as well as encouraging physical strength and flexibility
Okay.
when we're exploring different postures like warrior or bow. It brings them so much joy knowing that they can do those things. And it's just an overall just well-being that they can bring within their like adult lives and stuff like that. So starting young and continuing to practice and bringing it into their adult lives, they just feel so confident. And it's a great tool for them to have in their toolboxes.
You find that there's like a specific pose that the little ones like the best?
Surprisingly or not, Savasana. They cannot
Really?
wait to get in Savasana, and I'm like, "You guys
Oh,
don't wanna do both?" They're like, "No, we just wanna lay here and be one with nature."
maybe you can explain what Savasana is for those who might not know what that pose is.
So Savasana is a resting pose. We lie on our back, extend our legs out straight, and our hands down to our body. And normally we have them up facing to receive,
Right.
our meditation or just that rest. And children do after a
Okay,
busy
that is
class.
surprising. I wouldn't have guessed that at all. I would have thought like tree pose or, something more playful.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Cool. All right. Well, what age do you feel, or, is it that children can start practicing yoga or are capable of practicing yoga?
Children can start as early as in their mommy's wombs.
Really?
Like there is prenatal yoga. I do
Okay.
not teach prenatal yoga, but that they can start within the womb.
Mhm.
There's mommy and me yoga as a
Right.
baby, all the way up into, like I said, our
So
adult years.
there
Yep.
is no age limit
No.
to the practice of yoga out there. So everybody knows that. Anybody can do it, even when you're what, 99.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, how do you adapt your practice for the different age groups when you have classes? I know you kind of separate into different age categories, right?
Yes. So my classes start at 5. So I have a class right now from 5 to 12. It's a mixed age. The highest age I have within that group is 10. So I'm able kind of to keep them on the same curriculum.
Hmm.
And I just bring storytelling and we do arts and crafts for our mindfulness. We play with our breath work. Last week we grew out like bears because we were going on a bear hunt. Just keep it very
Wow.
playful and teaching you through their eyes lens.
Right.
Next month I will be having a teen class, and my 12-year-olds are welcome to join that class, even though I start at 13 because they're starting to outgrow the storytelling, and we'll
Right.
go deeper into like teen circles and expressing more of our emotions and affirmations on at that level of age group, and it'll still be
Right.
more playful as well.
Yeah, because I was going to actually ask you, how do you keep the kids engaged during yoga? Because I know, some kids can have a lot of all the kids probably have short attention spans, right? And so, how do you manage to keep their attention, throughout the whole class?
I can use my grandson for an example because he's a busy boy. So I just like try to call them back in a playful way. So I would say like, "Oh, we're growling like bears. Let me hear your bear growl," or whatever, and it will
Mhm.
always bring them back to the activity. And
Okay.
if they just choose they don't want to, that's okay as well. Sitting on the mat is yoga, on your mat is yoga, walking around the classroom is yoga. Um, as long as they're hearing everything we're doing or seeing what they're doing, they're in their own practice, and that's okay.
Right.
But I always try to bring them back to the activity or to
Right.
the posture or whatever we're doing at the time. And if they choose not to, that's okay. It's their
Yeah.
practice.
I'm sure you have to have a lot of, patience and understanding, and you have a lot of years of experience working with kids. So you're
Yes.
probably the perfect kids yoga teacher.
Thank you.
What would you say you like the impact you've seen on yoga? What is the impact you've seen have on children as far as like focus and attention span and any even maybe academic performance? Have you noticed changes in the kids that you've worked with when in regards to that or heard feedback from parents even?
Yes, I have noticed it in my own classroom. We're always tapping into our breath
Hmm.
when it's time to manage our big emotions, so our self-regulating. Or if they need space to themselves, they'll walk away and they will do the breath work, the meditation, the affirmations, that they need in the moment. And so just seeing that it worked from a child who might have struggled in the beginning of yoga class or my preschool setting to see that they say, "Hey, I need this moment to myself. I'm gonna go breathe in the corner." And I just look over and I'm like, "Hey,
Okay.
it's working."
Yeah.
But I have seen it work
Seeing the
for some.
growth
Yeah, the
and
growth.
yeah. Okay. Awesome. I'm sure that's, helpful for parents too.
Yes.
As a school educator for, you said almost, what was it, 16 years that
Yes.
you've been in the school system?
Hmm.
Do you think that schools and daycares should incorporate yoga practices into daily routines?
I do.
Do you
I
know, like, what would you say would be like some simple techniques or practices that schools could incorporate?
maybe starting the day with the simple breath work or having mindful minutes, um, meditation,
Hmm.
affirmations. They can bring affirmations in the class. These are all things that I've used in my class, and my kiddos love it and they ask for it. We do yoga on Friday for
Okay.
movement.
Yeah.
They can bring it all in the classroom and just break it up too throughout the day. It don't have to be a whole session. They can just
Right.
say 5 minutes. Let's sit and breathe and ground.
Yeah. I have noticed a lot of the schools are starting to have create spaces or like a specific room for like mindfulness or like meditation time, like a timeout room basically if you need time to
Yes,
yourself and just woosah.
yes,
Right.
yes,
So I do like that, some of the schools are starting to incorporate that and find how useful that can be for the kids.
yeah.
What would you tell parents who might be hesitant about introducing yoga to their children?
I would say, um, don't be hesitant. You could start at home, even if it's just a simple breath or affirmations in the mirror. Um, but I feel like it's a really good tool for children of all ages, and if we plant the seeds early, it can really benefit them throughout life. Um, they're always welcome to come to my classes with their child on the mat and just see the impact that yoga it is for children.
Yeah, I'm sure that's probably important for parents to be able to at least sit in on one class just to see what's going on. If they're new to yoga and don't know anything about it, they're
Mm,
going to be curious as to what their kids are being taught.
yes.
Right? What would you tell parents to look for in an instructor when choosing a class for their kids?
For children, I say patience, fun, compassion. You can always tell if the instructor is really there for the child, like a
Hmm.
safe, cozy environment, and just really engaging for the child and the parent. A welcome environment.
I like that about your classes 'cause I've seen some of your stuff like post online and things from little tidbits from your classes and um, the different things that you incorporate to make the environment fun. Like you said, doing like the bear walk that you did last
Hmm.
time, and I think there was one that you did for Easter where you involved the Easter bunny.
Yes, that was so
So keeping,
fun.
like you said, keeping things fun and entertaining, but still incorporating that mindfulness into it at the same time. I think
Yes.
that's important for the little ones.
Mhm.
Yeah. Um, Lastly, can you tell us how you think your life may be different now as an adult had you been exposed or introduced to yoga as a child? Do you think that things, maybe things would have been different? Maybe not necessarily, your life would be different, but maybe how you handle things, right?
Yes, I think it would have been a little different if I was introduced as a child. I think I would have been able to self-regulate my emotions, maybe been able to express myself a little bit more. Um, there would have been space to learn mindfulness and self-love and words of affirmation,
Right.
um, to where I might have grown up as a little more confident child.
Mhm.
But I'm thankful that I have those tools now and I plant them in, into children or, give them those seeds and
Yeah.
pour them into my children as well. So
Yeah.
I'm thankful for all the growths.
Good. I feel like a lot of the times we end up doing, especially in this field of like holistic health and self care, that a lot of us who are in this field go into it based off an experience that we've had or something that we've been through, and we want to make it different for the other people, and we want to help other people so they don't have to go through the same thing, right?
Yes, I agree.
So yeah, so you're pouring that into the next generation and hoping that they can learn it early on so they have those tools throughout life.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I'm I get, if you can't tell by my monotone voice, I'm a very calm person. So practicing yoga is really enjoyable to me, but I can see how somebody with like maybe ADHD or just kids in general who are very fidgety, would find it challenging. But it sounds like you found your calling in this and found a way to help kids practice mindful movement while giving them an outlet to connect with their growing bodies.
Yes.
Well, I thank you today for coming to the show to educate us on the benefits of children's yoga. Is there anything else that you'd like to leave with our listeners today?
Um, just what does that say? Just introduce your kids to yoga and breath, make it a daily practice,
Mhm.
and check out a class here at Soul Healing
Yeah.
House.
So, why don't you go ahead and also tell our listeners how to find you online or on social media if anybody's interested in following what you do?
On social media, you can follow me on Instagram at the Free Spirited Yogi, Facebook Free Spirited Yogis, and my website is freespirityogis.wordpress.com.
Awesome. I'll put that in the notes too so people can read that and find you a little bit easier. Well, thank you to our listeners today who for tuning in to our episode of Holistic Health Explained. I am your host, Shantae. Be well, my friends.